Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Akna Zara as the host for this session. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your presence at this memorable occasion. It is indeed a pleasure to have you all today. For the topic of our virtual class this afternoon, we will talk about how does notary practice as a legal practice in Malaysia with our speaker, Professor Dr. Salawati Basir, LL.B, LL.M, Ph.D. Before we start the session, I would like to introduce our moderator. Based on her CV, please allow me to introduce the moderator. Adia Paramita Brabandari was born in Semarang on February 21st, 1984. She is a lecturer at the International Law Department, Faculty of Law, University Ponorogo since December 2009. She completed her Bachelor of Law degree at Faculty of Law, University Ponorogo in 2006, then got a scholarship to continue her master degree in the double degree program at the Master of Law program in Undip and law school in University of Wisconsin, United States, both graduated in 2008. And then she completed her Doctoral of Law at the Doctoral of Law program in the Universitas 11 Maret UNS Surakarta in 2018 with the dissertation on the legal policy of the prevention and suppression of aircraft hijacking in Indonesia. Mrs. Adia teaches several subjects in the international law field, such as air and space law, law and human rights, international criminal law, and international law in the digital era. She has done plenty of researches and writing in various publications in either national or international journals, particularly related to the passion in air law. Okay, Mrs. Adia Paramita, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you Zara for being the host today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and best wishes for all of us. The honorable speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Salawati bin Basir, welcome. And also all the participants from the Master of Notary program of Undip and also the participants from the course program, ladies and gentlemen. Well, first of all, I would like to welcome you all in this very special occasion, the visiting lecture, which will be given by our speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Salawati bin Basir, with the theme, how does notary practice as a legal practice in Malaysia? Okay, by the way, my name is Adia Paramita, and it's an honor for me to be here today. Okay, and due to the limit of time, I think Professor Salawati would have approximately 45 minutes to deliver the speech and then followed by the discussion session. And for all the participants, if you want to ask question, please put question in the chat room and then forget to put your name or your university. Okay, and before the speech begin, allow me to introduce the speaker. Associate Professor Dr. Salawati bin Basir currently is legal advisor at the Office of the Legal Advisor of the University of Malaysia, UPM. She completed her Bachelor of Law, Master of Law, and also Ph.D. in Law degree in UPM. She is an Associate Professor in UPM and also served as an advocate and solicitor in the High Court of Malaya since the year 2000. Her main expertise are in public relations law with subsidiary area of interest in migration and refugee law, nuclear law, outer space law, ASEAN law and policy, and also strategic and legal studies. She has done a lot of projects and written in various publications and also served as a supervisor of papers, master's thesis, and PhD thesis. Okay, to shorten the time, let's welcome Associate Professor Dr. Salawati bin Basir. Madam, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aja. We met last year in university. You was with me at my Student Generale last year, and happy to see you again. All right, thank you very much. All right, I think this topic today, I see the students about 136. It's a combination, of the student who are studying notary in Indonesia and also the summer program. Okay, it's a very important because actually notary public in Malaysia are not well known. They are not famous. They are actually not like Commissioner for Oath. In Malaysia, Commissioner for Oath is more famous, but at least there's a good topic that I can share. Actually, who is a notary public in Malaysia? Actually, a notary public is a person appointed by the Attorney General of Malaysia pursuant to the Notaries Public Act 1959. So usually, a notary public is an advocate and solicitor, which is a lawyer, practicing lawyer, who has been practicing for no less than 15 years. So for those who want to apply to be a notary public, they can write into Attorney General Chambers with all their qualification, prove that they already practicing for no less than 15 years. We want an experienced solicitors, an advocate and solicitors to be a notary public in Malaysia. Then, of course, we would like to know that this is the quite high qualification to be a notary public in Malaysia. But what is actually their duty or function of a notary, notary public? So all of their conduct is actually based on the Notary Publics Act 1959, where a notary public's power and functions are similar to notaries public in England, because Malaysia is a common law country, where the primary functions are for authenticate and attest documents which are to be used overseas. So whatever that's the all those document that being outside of Malaysia can be attested by this notary public, because our notary public actually are internationally recognized. So they can use that, not like Commissioner for Oath. Commissioner for Oath cannot attest the overseas document. It's only notary public can attest. And again, notary public is actually advocate and solicitors, whereas Commissioner for Oath can be someone that not practicing lawyers. So this is two different altogether. So briefly, a notary public may, one is a witness the execution of any agreement and letter. Second, this notary public can certify through copy any documents, including passports, identity documents, birth certificates, marriage certificate, academic transcript, bank statement, proof of address, via utility bills, etc., which is sometimes the investors or foreigners need to be attested in Malaysia for their documentation. So they have to bring their document to notary public to be attested. And then this notary public also actually authenticate and attest documents, including the issuance of notarial certificates of form or authentication. So this is a very important that only they have this kind of power to do that. And also they administer any oath or affirmations of any affidavits or statutory declaration for the purpose of being used in any court or place outside of Malaysia. So see how important it is, because sometimes there might be a witness that cannot go to give attestations or to give their witness abroad, maybe in any cases abroad, so they can administers and affirm the affidavit or statutory declaration by Malaysian or people or any foreigners that reside in Malaysia, domicile in Malaysia, and that case happened outside of Malaysia. However, an important exception to what a notary public can do is to administer any oath and affirmation for use in any court within. So they have to get a clear instruction what type of court that they can attest and what background that these things can be attested. Yeah. So as I said to you before, that in Malaysia there is a difference between notary public and commissioner for oath. People, laymen or people at large understand who is commissioner for oath, and many of people will go for commissioner for oath, but not many people understand what is actually a notary public. So the powers of notary publics and commissioner for oath, what each of them can do are derived from different statute of Malaysia. As I said to you just now, the notaries come powers from Notaries Public Act 1959, whereas the commissioner for oath is empowered under the Commissioner for Oath Rules 2018, which is under the Court of Judicature Act 1964. So Commissioner for Oath, as actually when they want to be a Commissioner for Oath, they have to apply to the courts, normally to the federal courts. So the federal court have their own committee to have the interview and also to select who actually can be the Commissioner for Oath. Whereas the Notary Public is only advocate and solicitor practicing no less than 15 years and are being appointed by Attorney General Chambers. So this is two different already, yeah. So this is I can say simplistically speaking, a notary public can notarize and attest document for overseas use and has broader powers, such as the power to witness the execution of agreements and certifying true copies of any original documents. And that's why we can say that any interesting exception to document being used for overseas is that a notary public can witness the execution of the prescribed form under the National Land Code 1965 of Malaysia, which are documents used within Malaysia. So meaning if there is any transaction or transfer between foreigners and Malaysia, this notary public can only handle this thing to attest and to give attestations and also to witness this agreement. Yeah. On the other hand, it cannot be done by this Commissioner for Oath, because the Commissioner for Oath is expressly prohibited from witnessing and certified true copy any documents. So the power is a little bit different, and this is the things that normally people asked. So there is a question also from many people that can advocate and solicitors witness a person execution and certify true copy any original document? Yes, it is, because advocates and solicitors in Malaysia is legally able to witness a person's execution and certified true copies any original document. However, such witnessing and certified true copy is acceptable will be determined by the authority that you are submitting to. Because in most cases, the Ministries of Foreign Affairs Malaysia and embassies would require a notary public to do so instead of advocate and solicitors. Okay, for example, many Malaysians want to migrate abroad or to get a PR abroad. So they have to go to the consular divisions at the Wisma Putra, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to get the certificate of good conduct. Even if you want to marry foreigner, you need to get the certificate of good conduct. You know, where even though you said that the marriage can have to take place in Malaysia, still now they have to do it because they want to get to be attested. And at this moment, when you get that I can say you get that letter from Foreign Affairs, they will say to you, please get a notary public, you know, to do this, to attest this, rather than advocate and solicitors. Because the difference is, the notary public is appointed. They are lawyers, but they appoint, have a special, you know, by the AG to become a notary public. So they have a little bit more power, and they have their own, rather than this normal advocate and solicitors. And you have to understand that this notary public is very, very senior lawyer, because more than 15 years in practice. So this is things that make people in Malaysia not so much involved with notary public compared Commissioner for Oath, because Commissioner for Oath is like daily life. If you get something that to be attached, you can go and to just know for this Commissioner for Oath. But notary publics, there is certain issues and also certain ministries need their document to be attached and satisfied by this notary public. So there is a question that can a notary public backdate the affirmation or authentication of any document? The answer is strictly no. No way a notary public, they are not permitted to backdate the affirmation or any documents. A notary public must insert the current date, and it must be the same date as when the person signed the document in front of the notary public. Also do same with the commissioner for oath. Yeah, so you do not have any rights to backdate, yeah, to backdate this any document, yeah, or to anything that to affirm or to authenticate that. And then we ask also that can a notary public affirm any pre-signed document without the person being present? So example, I want them to attest or to affirm my document, but I'm not be there. I just dispatch my documents to their office and say, okay, I photocopy my IC and all that to show that this is me. Then you can sign it. Can you do that? Because Commissioner for Oath cannot. Commissioner for Oath need both or anyone to sign to be present. So do the notary public. The answer is no. Yeah, the person must be personally present and sign the document in front of the notary public. So you can't use that the pre-signed, yeah, on that document. So this is why, for me, the notary public have their powers under their Act 1959, because we want to ensure that all those things being attested must be a genuine and true document. You know, because people can do many things to do any fake or any statement or anything for another people's property, especially in terms of I can say that people have buy or have the dealing with the properties. So people ask also that since that is quite rigid, what if for example, the people, yeah, cannot walk or sick, but we need to have a sign and a test. So can a notary public go to the hospital or any house or office to affirm, to certify, and or to authenticate any document? So all the affirmation, certification, and authentication are to be carried out or at our official office address, meaning nevertheless, if there is a need for this notary public to go out, yeah, to go and get the signed, yes, you can. You can have that. You can go to travel or to go hospital if you need the sign of a people, because he cannot be or he or she cannot be present. So you must go and present yourself, provided the person that need to be attest or the document to be attested there. So it's okay. Yeah. All right. People also ask that can the document, can the public notary the document to be notarized electronically? Actually, no. Yeah, it is not possible for the notary public to notarize a document digitally, because in Malaysia all document must be in physically form, yeah, in order to be notarized. So for example, like you said that fill up and form, using the digital things, not be accepted, because the notary public must notarize all the physical form, which is in the hard form, which is paper that can be touched, not digital one. Yeah. So because why? That is how we want to see the authentication of the document, because the public notary will affix a red seal stamp, yeah, their address and their notary stamp onto the document to say that this is the document that they already attest. However, you can thereafter digital PDF or scan that notarized document. There's no problem. But if you want to send it digitally and they have to sign digitally, that's not going to be happening. It says really clearly that it is a really need a physical document to be attested by this notary public. And also that can a notary public certify true copy online digital bank statement or utility bills? Because many people don't know. You know, many people think commissioner for oath can do, but can this notary public do? Yes, yes, they can certify true copy of the same, provided you access to your bank statement and bills electronically via your mobile phone or your computer, in order for them to verify that the printed copy matches in the original digital copy. You can do that. Yeah, so if that is online, like bank statement, sometimes you're online and then you can send, and you can, you know, share even your receipt strictly after the transaction, that one can be what we can see can be done. So there is also a question, yeah, there is also a question, can a notary public issue an apostille certificate? Because many country done that. So can that be happen in Malaysia? No, no. That is because Malaysia is not a signatory to the Apostille Convention or the Apostille Treaty. So therefore, notary public in Malaysia cannot issue any apostille certificate. Yeah, so there's a quite sensitive issue in Malaysia. So we not. So anything regarding this, the notary public cannot do it. Yeah. So also come out that, you know, since their power is limited under their act, can a notary public advise on the requirement of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Malaysia, our embassies or foreign university and relevant authority? No, they can't do that. They can't advise on that. They are strongly advised the client to inquire what are the requirement with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, embassies, or foreign university and relevant authorities. So they can't advise you, say, oh, you cannot fill out this form, is okay, they will be fine. You don't have to fill out. No, they can't advise you like that. Whatever that the foreign affairs say, this is a form that you need to testify, you need to do it, then you go. You cannot, they cannot say, oh, this one not relevant, this one is relevant. No, because all those things is really will be more or less complicated, and it will be more difficult if you don't fulfill all. So this is why I think we in Malaysia, not so much with this notary public, because their work are more, I can say, strict and limited scope. But daily life, we go for the commissioner for oath, because commissioner for oath is very relaxed. The commissioner for oath, like for example, we don't need the notary, you know, to go, just because for example, like many Malaysian women are married foreigner, especially during this COVID, the husband cannot come in, so they want to give birth. The things that happen in Malaysia is, if your husband is foreigner and you give birth in Malaysia, you need the presence of both to the registration counter to register your baby. But what if the husband is not around? So previously, the not around, that means you cannot register your baby. So how long that the government want to close the border? So what happened to this baby? Because the I can say that after 60 days you not register your baby, that will be compound each days. Yeah. So this is a very important for us to know that we need that. So what we do is, now we allow all those husband who cannot come, the wife giving birth, you can only give your copy of your passport and be just satisfied by the commissioner for oath. No need the notary, just commissioner for oath. So you can with that, without your presence, your wife or the family members can bring the wife and just register your baby. We don't want hassle, because it's about the rights of the kids. So that is a very important, as I say, yeah, how we look on this matter between two. Because if you want to find a notary public, it's very rare to find a notary public. Notary public only normally is the advocate solicitor that be appointed by the AG. So they are practicing lawyers. They are not just a normal person that apply for it. But the commissioner for oath is not necessarily lawyers, but normally they are also reside their office in the legal firm. So this is how we look on it. Yeah. So there's also asked, is it expensive, the fees of this notary public? How far is it different from the commissioner for oath? Okay, notary public most likely is more expensive than this commissioner for oath, because for just a notarization of documents, simple document, you need to pay 75 ringgit. And if you want to also notarizations of as a witness of your execution, also 75 ringgit, and also to do the certified true copy, also 75 ringgit. They have the scale, yeah. And 200 ringgit if you want to certificate of authentication, and 150 if your notarial certificate for 2 pages, and each after that you will charge 50 ringgit. So I think this is why people are not so much with this. Not only their matters is not so much related to the work with the notary public and more on commissioner for oath, but also the charge is expensive. Because if you can see the commissioner for oath, if you just sign simple document that or attestation or any non-disclosure whatsoever it is, you just pay by 8 ringgit or 12 ringgit. You know, they also have a scale, but not as much. And the notarial fees are fixed. Not saying that if I become the notarial, for example, and I say, okay, for me, I don't charge 75, I charge 50 ringgit. No, you can't, because all the charge actually, their fees are fixed. So no one can say, I go to another notary public, I got cheaper than you. No, there's no such thing. There's no discount. Okay. Many people also ask that how long that the notary public takes time, you know, to do the affirm on that. It's depending depending on the time and nature of the document, because it usually take about how many minutes they want, because they have to look on it, because they have to put and sign on it and put their seal on the document. So definitely they don't want to sign or to give any problem, you know, with their name there on it. So this is how I think people also need to understand their nature of work. So when I see also that there is a question from the Indonesian side about this notary public, about 4 questions that already asked before this session. I want to answer it, and after that I open for all of you to ask the question regarding notary public. Actually, notary public is in Malaysia is considered as one of the legal services, because they are normally advocates and solicitors. So they are part of I can say legal services, yes. And how the specific way to become a public notary? A public notary in Malaysia, you must be an advocate solicitor, and your practice must be more than 15 years, not less than that. You can always write to Attorney General Chambers the application to be the notary public, but the notary public will have their own what can I say? They can have their interview, their interview, and also how actually they pass a few exam question. They have like those things. So that's how they can, and all those result of it is depends on the Attorney General Chambers committee that help to see how they can do it. And also that the question about the specific job, I already explained the specific job of the notary public in Malaysia is very clear. And also whether the cross-country or domestic in nature, they are being recognized internationally. So no problem. That's why the only notary public can have rights to attest the abroad or overseas document. Or from Malaysia to international or international to Malaysia, but not commissioner for oath. So I think with this, I stop here. I give a chance for any students or to ask any question which is related to this topic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Salawati, for the speech. Very enlightening for us and very informative regarding the position of notary public in Malaysia, which is it's a bit different with in Indonesia, I think. Okay, and now for all the participants who wish to ask question, you may ask in Bahasa in the group chat, or you can raise hand and then say it directly to Prof. Salawati. The floor is yours. Anyone?
Assalamualaikum, Doctor. I am Shazan from
Waalaikumsalam.
UKM. I
Okay.
just want to ask about the notary, this notary public. We already know that the notary public will be appointed by AG chambers through interview. But is there any term for a notary public to be a notary public, or does this title will be permanent for them? Thank you.
Oh, okay. Actually, they can be, once they got it, it's up to them. If they don't, okay, they can be notary public as long as they're alive and they practice. But if there is any complaint or any, I can say, wrongdoings by them, then they will be taken away. They are notary publics, that things. But as long there is okay, they can practice it, no problem. And unless they say, okay, I'm too old for it, I don't want, then they can give up. So just write to Attorney General's chambers. They will withdraw the number or the series of it. So simple as that.
Thank you. Muhammad, is there any further question?
So far, I don't have any question, but later if I have a question, I will ask again.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Prof.
Yeah.
My name is Cheng. I'm from UKM. I want to ask whether the public notary can exercise the power of commissioner of June or not.
They have their own. Actually, as I said to you, that they have the different powers. They have a different powers, and actually the commissioner for oath, they don't go same like notary, and notary also they don't attest a simple document like the commissioner for oath. They have a two different altogether. So they are not at all.
Thank you, Prof.
That's all. The question. Anyone? We from the notary program from Undi. Question regarding public session. Okay, we have one question in the chat room from Muhammad Shahswan. Is there any limit for the number of notary public in Malaysia, Prof?
Well, actually, we control the numbers, but we never limit it. We control the numbers. And also, I think it's not easy to be a notary public because, as I said to you, they have an interview and also a writing test by the AG. So we don't put the limits, but to be as a notary public is not that easy. So we still control the number.
Okay. Last question, Prof. Is there any privilege that belong to the notary public in Malaysia?
Not so much the privilege, because they already have the act that show that what is their work and what is type of document, how much they have to be paid. So there is not so much. The only privilege I say that they can attest the abroad. I mean they recognize abroad. And the Commissioner for Oath no, and they also can attest Malaysian document to abroad and abroad to Malaysia. So that is their privilege for them.
And if there any kind like like for some unauthorized person try to exercise the function of notary public? Is there any possibility, or maybe if it's kind of misconduct, maybe there are any penalties for them?
So far, because there's a very strict appointment by the AG, so far we don't have any misconduct by any of our notary public, but also the trial of any other person to be as notary public also cannot, because every notary public, they have their own seal from the AG plus their numbers. So you cannot have the same like that, and only this particular firm have that.
So every firm that belong to a notary public has their own special identity.
Yes, they have their own numbers, serial numbers. Yeah.
Serial number. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Okay.
Any question from the other participants?
Doctor, I have another question. I've heard that you already said in your statement just now about the foreigners that cannot come to Malaysia during this pandemic, and also our borders have been closed from March, I think. So when is there, if the parents or if the mother want to register the baby, so how that the mother can register the baby without the father didn't present during they want to have a notary in their registration.
Okay, put it this way. For example, if only last 2 days the government of Malaysia said because we banned 25 countries from coming to Malaysia, so many of the Malaysian lady married to this man from these 35 countries, so they appeal the government to open, at least to give their husband to come back. But previously the immigration say no, strictly no. So what they do is, since that they have to come back, they have to do also the screening, the swab test, and also quarantine, and they have to quarantine in the hotels that the government provide. They cannot just come back home. So this is all money, you know, and some of the husband also foreigner lost the job also. So the government say, put it this way, because there are many ladies are, you know, saying to the government, we give birth here, our baby is almost 2-3 months and not being registered because you require the husband to be with us to do the registration. So how are we going to do this? So the government say it's okay, you just bring the photocopy of your husband passport. If there is still a visa on it, just have all that, and then they can just go to the commissioner for oath. No need the notary, just commissioner for oath to attest this is the original from the original one, based by the record by this, I can say, the marriage certificate, the original marriage certificate. So you can do that. So I think now then the baby, the girl, the ladies can go, or any family members of the wife can go to register the baby, provided the passport of the husband, the certificate of the copy of this passport of the husband must be certified by the commissioner for oath. No need the notary public.
So even after when we open the border back later, so they didn't have to do the same process, because the government already said that, because we already know that Malaysian is also strict in applying their law. So if the act said that, so we have to do just like that. So in this current situation, so we have already amended the process or the procedure to register the baby. So is the baby or also the parents need to re-register when the border already open?
No need to do that. It's just same. It's just like the same, yeah. Because just we understand the husband cannot be there, and we don't want to delay the baby registration because it can affect their citizenship. and also don't want the mother or the parents to be compound by the registrar department because of late register. So I think the government says it's okay. Once you register, then it should be okay, no problem.
Okay, Prof, I have a question.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, in Indonesia, we have like a specific way in order to pay the service fee for the notary. And if I'm not mistaken, it's 1% from the total transaction. And how about in Malaysia? How much do we have to pay the notary public fee, or is it based on the transaction, or is it some kind of has already regulated in the, the act of notary public?
In Malaysia, it's already regulated.
Oh.
Yeah. So it like I said just now, for just normal artist certification, authentications, 75 ringgit Malaysia.
Okay.
But if you want to get certificate of attestation, then 200 ringgit. That is the highest. So if you have any agreement that you need to attest, first and second page will be 100 ringgit, but the third pages and the 5 pages so on will be increased 50 ringgit, 50 ringgit, 50 ringgit. So normally that could be high because from my experience when I was practicing before, my firm, we have a notary public. So there is especially agreement that done between Malaysian bodies and also the abroad. That one up to the 100 pages. So you can count that first and second pages 100, and after that 50 ringgit, and you can times how many is it. So it's quite thousands. So that's how it is. Depends. But our scale is already being fixed and cannot be less and more.
Okay, so it's a fixed fees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in Indonesia, it depends on how much the transaction. Yeah, if it's 1 billion, so yeah, you can count 1% from 1 million and so on. But in Malaysia, it's a fixed fees.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the information. I like. I think this kind of visiting lecture is kind of broaden our perspective on the other countries' law and regulation.
Yeah, yes, I think because we are not sharing the same background of legal practice. Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, we can say one
Quite
group
the same,
because
yeah.
we are British common law. But I think Indonesia is a different because you have your own, mix of it, and then also I think like other countries. That's why it's very fascinating to know that how we have the same name but the different, like the fees and all that different. That's why I think that is a very interesting to explore.
Okay, so this is one question from Aloysia Luisa. Prof. Salawati said that public notary is usually a solicitor or lawyer who has performed his or her job for years. It is quite different with Indonesian rule in which notary cannot have another occupation, such as a solicitor or lawyer beside its job as a notary. So is there any rules regarding to how notary perform the job between a solicitor and lawyer in Malaysia? It's a very interesting.
Okay, why we put, I understand that. Why we have the fixed pay or the fixed fees for notary public, because they are lawyers. So lawyer, they have another job, they have another file, they have their case. So the notary public is just like additional value for their firm and for themselves as a practitioner, but it's not give them so much income. Yeah, because that is just more on reputation. So I think there is no problem for them to be a lawyer at the same time a notary public. There's not the issue, because I said they can, like in Indonesia, different because it's a part of their income. So that's why you need to pay them according to the document. So that is in the case of Malaysia, because in Malaysia, if you are advocate, solicitors, a lawyer, practicing lawyer, then you need to charge your client based on the scale that being already fixed by the Bar Council of Malaysia. So that's how the scenario. So when you become a notary public, then there should not be a problem. You are also a lawyer, you practicing your case, you do whatever you want to. If you are a litigation or you are a conveyancing lawyers, corporate lawyer, you can do your work. This notary public is just give additional I can say the good reputation to your practice. That's all.
Thank you, Prof. Is there any question? Any other question, guys? You can ask anything to Prof. Salawati. Whether it's not relating to the theme, it's okay, Prof. Yeah.
Please, anything. I think don't just wait. Don't waste, because I think this is my last lecture for today and also from this program. So after this, no more. So better if they not necessarily this notary, anything you feel that you want to say or you want to ask, just ask, and I will try my best to answer it. No problem.
Okay.
Bikin roti ini berdiri cuma satu aja. Ya,
Doctor.
Okay, you may proceed.
My name is Mira and I'm from UKM. My question is, for notary, we call it notary public. So what is the term, the Malay term for notary public in Malaysia?
I may also forget about the notary public. Takkan notary awam kan?
Yeah, I was googling it and it was saying notary awam.
Kan, I can't remember because all those the lawyers who have their practice as a notary public, they always like notary public, despite in bahasa. So I was like, never come across that. You know, only once I remember there is notary awam. Yes, there is one called notary awam. So that's all. But people not so familiar to use bahasa. They are more on English. Say okay, notary public. Simple. Actually, if you're talking about it's a notary awam lah. So this is the things. But that's why I said again and again, we are still very British in many ways after 63 years independence, because we can't get out from the terms and also from the use of it, because it's like quite like notary awam kan, macam macam sounds funny. So people that more like okay, public notary, public notary, something like that. That's the things.
Thank you for the question. Other question?
Doctor, I'm sorry if I'm off topic a little bit, but can I know about your experience in litigation and also right now in this situation and also in the future, that we know that the law graduate is becoming more and also has been increased by year. So is there any challenges that we need to overcome, and also how that we need to overcome these challenges to become more suitable in this profession?
Okay, let me tell you something. Become a practitioner lawyers in Malaysia now is a very stiff competition. Especially after COVID, you know, many small firm or many middle-sized firm, they really, you know, try their best to survive. Even the big legal firm also, they are still struggle. So this is going to be a long impact. Yeah, and we can see that many of the legal firms say that people from the local graduate actually not really arm themselves with the knowledge. They say I think of course I agree, we cannot within the 4 years to provide everything to our student. That's why I think now this student need to be more active, you know, be more outside of the box. If you have made a semester break, you yourself ask, you know, and working part-time or doing your own intern at the legal firm, so you can see what is, because I practicing only for 3 years, and I was when I was practicing lawyer, I just do litigation and conveyancing. So my conveyancing is 2 years, my litigation only 1 year before I leave forever. So I can say that during my time now it's very different. During my time, we still have many files. Quite easy to be a panel of the bank or any international organization. But nowadays, everybody try to get one piece of cake. So only the best men win. And the best man win also, even if they know the cable, if they know people behind that. So it's not that truly they can get it just because of their hard work. There are so many other things, you know, together with that. So why the very important for me is the student must be very open-minded to tell themselves that this is a very critical time. You need to have everything in 4 years. You must have tried everything to understand your legal studies, and especially when you go for final year, when the practical side being teach, you need to give more time and to look at it how you can do, you know, because if you just go that sometimes, okay, I just take my example. When I attend one interview to become advocate and solicitor, to be LA whatever, the I can say the partner say, okay, now in front of me you write a letter of demand. So how you gonna, you know, spontaneously you have to write a letter of demand based on the fact that he give. So he want to see whether you are really ready to be a lawyer or not. It can be many things, you know. And also I think your English, yeah, must be very good, because we have a foreign lawyers also practicing in Malaysia. So you have to compete with them. You have to compete with our graduate that come from UK, from Australia. So all these people already have their own certain, you know, good things because they are study abroad. But doesn't mean that we are study in local university will not be good. The only thing for me is not the university, is the student, how they want to plan their life, what they're going to do, and what is the needs that they have to do. Because as I said earlier, you must have the X factor. You must have wow factor, that when you go for interview, people want to see you again. You must bring a different perspective than others candidate. That's why I said I think when I have a session with the Indonesian student in this visiting professors program, they ask me this kind of question, because of course, as I can say that Indonesia, even so many people, so the competition is very tough. Only really cream de la cream can be there. So of course all the students want to be there. So they asked me that how they can plan, what they're going to do. That's why for me, you have to look what you can do, not what people want you to do. Like me, I'm not so much enjoying practicing because I love international law. So my mind when I'm practicing is suffer. I was so suffer because that's not my cup of coffee. So I have to fight at the federal court. I have to fight at the appellate court, which is so stressed. So end up like, I think this is not the life that I want. I'm gonna die heart attack. So what I did, very simple, I just choose practice. And I joined United Nations, you know, for 5 years before I came back with the university. So I get what I want. That's why I say, what you want to do in your life. What is your plan? The university cannot provide you 100%. We only provide you 60%. But 40% of the rest, you will get it during your chambering and also when you're practicing. So that's why always I say, first until third year practicing is just a hell. First year, second year, third year is just a hell, because everyone will give you anything on your table, and everyone will just love to bully you and say, you do it because you are young lawyers, you need to learn. Actually, you really need a guidance. But that kind of situation is happening in Malaysian legal firm and also practice. So it depends on how you get your masters, and depend also what type of legal firm that you work. It's just more or less you're lucky, that I can say. Okay, Shazwan?
Yes, doctor.
Another question. Okay, Shazwan. I have another question. I heard a while ago that Malaysia Bar Council proposed to extend chambering period for 69 months to 2 years, and also to oblige students from the universities and other recognized certificate of legal profession manually. And I know your opinion.
Okay, we normally went for chambering 9 months, not 69 months, 9 months, and they said no. Actually, they want to have the where they said no more local student, local graduate can strictly practice after their chambering. They want to make equal for the foreign graduate, you know, because they have to do CLP, certificate legal practice, because they're graduate in UK and Australia, so they don't learn Malaysian law, so they need to get the certificate legal practice for them to go for chambering, then practice. Okay, actually, of course, the movement by the people who graduate, they don't want the CLP. They want the law school that final year, everyone will go for the final year and do like what you do. But of course, the local graduates say no, because you are not graduate from Malaysia, so you not learn like what we learn for 4 years. You learn a European Union law, you're talking about the Australian torrent system, so you're not doing the Malaysian land code. So why you have to be put together with us? Sit down for your CLP then. So this is what happened. The local universities, law faculty, all against the Bar Council intention to have that. That's quite interesting, because back in 2015, 2016, there's a very hate debates on it and quiet, and lately come out back during this COVID. They said we have to put the local and the foreign graduate same. So then they can see who is doing the better. But actually for me, local graduate or local university are not yet ready to say yes for this. So still it's just a talking, just ideas from the Bar Council until today.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Okay.
I have another question. In order to sign on authenticate or certify any kind of document, is it has to be done in the office of the public, or the notary public can come to, for example, the person is sick and is hospitalized. Public can come to the hospital or
yes, as I said just now that, okay, normally the person must come present with the document. But what if we need that document to be attached, but then the person cannot come? Okay, if there is a case, if they are sick, if they are at home or they cannot come out, the notary public have to come, and that being allowed. Yeah, but allowed to do that, provided the person that you attest is actually are not insane and know what they are doing. So that one is very important, because sometimes we don't want that anything to be attested at the hospital. You know, maybe at that time he's sick, or he under undue influence or duress by other people around. So that one will affect the attestation. So so far we allow that, but normally in Malaysian practice, our notary public want the person to come to their office instead of they go out to bring the or to attest the document. That is how we do normally.
it is possible, but it's not normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Try to avoid it. I mean, try to not to do that.
Any other question, guys?
We got 193 people in this, but they're quiet.
It's a bit
Doctor,
hard.
I have one
Okay.
more question.
Okay.
Recently in Malaysia, there is this one famous firm where the senior lawyer, he stated that for those chambering students, you should not expect any kind of like high payment while you're doing chambering. You should he was proposing that this chambering student should ask for loan during the chambering ship, and then later they'll just pay the firm. So instead of the firm paying them during this chambering, they should ask for loan. So it caused a ruckus, because it seems unfair, because imagine if you are studying as a law student and you're using PTPTN student loan, and then you came out from your university, and then you have to come, and then while doing chambering, you have to ask for a loan from the firm. So may I know what's your opinion on this issue? Thank you.
I think you refer to Matthew Phillips.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's ridiculous. enough is enough. For 4-year students, I actually don't get scholarship. During my time, we got a full scholarship, which after certain CGPA, you don't have to pay, which I don't pay. So I feel okay. But nowadays, no. Even you got 4 flat, also you have to pay. So for me, why I have to add that before the young people get a job? And you know that to be doing a chambering, sometimes the master not even teach you. You know, he assigned another lawyers, and so normally a stupid lawyers to do with you. I'm talking about myself without prejudice, where I changed the firm because my first master is like, he's not in the office. So what am I going to learn? They asked me to put the stamp. I went to the land office to collect the grant. That's not my work. I want to learn because I want to know what I want to do. If that one is a dispatch work, not chambering student work. So when I don't want to do it, they say, then how you want to learn? And then they ask me to clean the pantry and all that. That is not, I'm not Lady T. So after 2 months, I think enough is enough. I don't learn anything. So I end up change to another firm. And you know that when you change, you still have the balance of 7 months, but you need to get the approval from the previous master. So when I want to do my short call, he start give me a problem. He said that, hey, you not continue with my firm, what should I sign for you? Then I say that you better sign or not. If not, then I will bring this matter to the bar council. So he signed it, but you know that's not so happy with it. So I passed for my short call before my long call. And after that, when I was at the second firm also, not that so sweet, that's so much bitter also, but at least my master he's around, and he assigned one lawyer, which is his niece, to give me work and give a report to him. But once a while he will come to me and say, do you have any problem? What you want to do after that? You want to do conveyancing or you want to do litigation? So he give me times to fill both. So 1 week I will be at the section of litigation. 1 week I will be at the corporate and conveyancing. So I think both actually, because I'm not happy. I don't like to be a lawyer, but I want that advocate solicitor because it's a professional title. So I think that I'm killing myself for 9 months also, but I did well, despite I say that I'm gonna vomit every single day. That's why when I'm practicing, I'm not that enjoying. But what I tell you that it depends on how your firm and your master do to you. Like if my first master useless, but my second master, at least he asked me, you know, every Friday, sometimes he come, he said, okay, how are you doing for this week? What do you think? You know, and he tried to advise me that you need to find, you know, what you want to do. You cannot just simply go here, go there. You need to know. So sometimes he asks his niece to bring me to the meeting with the banks, with the client, for me to look at how they do the work. So I think that's how the chambering, at that time, I know that I want to do litigation instead of conveyancing because I can go out from the office. And also, you know that go to court is actually a bomb, not a nice thing. It's a bomb every single day because you don't know what the lawyers, what the judges at the bench can hit you at any time they want. So that's why I think that I think that idea is ridiculous to be practiced. I think please have a humanity towards a young generation. They already bear with debt after graduate, and why you want to give them more debt? If you don't want to take the chambering student, then don't need to take. If you feel that it's not give anything to your firm, don't take. For me, it's simple. That I do believe there are many good lawyers outside wants to take the students, you know, to the chambering students. So that is just pro and cons.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you for the question. There any other question from the other participants? Or is it enough? Okay, this one question from Wong Hao Yi. Good afternoon, Doctor. I am Hao Yi from UKM. What is your advice in choosing a suitable firm for our chambering?
To say that you can get a suitable firm for the chambering, that is very subjective. Actually, I think you need to know what you want to do. If you really want to do criminal, you need to go to do chambering with the firm that practice criminal, because that's how you learn. Because you cannot go to the firm that practice commercial and you want to end up become criminal lawyers, then you don't learn anything, because that's a two different discipline. From you start your filing your case, start you handling the things also different. So if you really want to be with a good lawyers and you really want to work hard, you can always go for the well-known firm. We have, I don't want to so typical like Zahid Ibrahim, Screen and Co. That one is too cliche. You can go for like Sutiming Nashra, or you can go also Azmi Associate. This is where many of them are willing to learn and also willing to teach you what you have to do. So I think it's better if you know the person from the firm. For example, maybe super seniors who are practicing there, because you need to get to know what is the environment for the next 9 months. You are not lawyers, but yet you are not a student. You are in between. So before you've been recognized as a advocate and solicitor for High Court of Malaya, need for you to understand this. So better if you can know people in the firm, so you can get their opinion, and also if you know who is the masters, better, because you can see that how he or she's doing. This is very important. So suitable is very subjective for me to say that it's suit with you or not, but you need to know whether you are willing to be with them for the next 9 months.
Thank you, Prof. Any other question? And for the other party, okay?
Question.
Okay, you may proceed.
Iya, ini ha. Ahmed, aw. Karena dia fikir itu kayaknya nggak bisa mobil segede ini muter di situ tuh nggak bisa pikirannya.
Hello. Please turn off your microphone if you are not going to ask question. Thank you. Any other question, guys? This is a very special occasion. You can ask of anything regarding notary public, anything that is what so the other participant from this course, you have any questions? You have to wait a couple minutes, but maybe they are still thinking about what kind of question they are going to ask you. Okay. Any questions? If it's enough, maybe for participant, Prof. I think we come to the end of this visiting lecture. I would like to say thank you very much, Prof. Salawati, for this enlightening speech that open our minds and increase our knowledge regarding the notary public and also their practices in Malaysia. And also, I thank to the audience for for the student from UKM for asking, and also for all the audience for the participation. Thank you very much, Prof. We'll see you in other lecture maybe next year.
Inshallah.
Yes.
God
Thank
willing.
you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Prof.
All
Salawati.
right. Okay.
Thank
All the
you,
best.
everybody, for your attention. I give control back to the host, Zara. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mrs. Adia Paramita. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will hold a photo session. We are welcome to all of you to take a position and please turn on your camera. Okay, I think it's done. The photo session will be on my side. Please take a look at the camera on my side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally come to the end of our session. It has been a great and wonderful afternoon with all of you. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this is not only a beginning, it's not the end. Thank you to all of you for being here and thank you for your participation. This meeting will be ended by the host, so you might leave the meeting. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Prof.
Prof.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prof. See you
everyone.
next time, maybe in person after the pandemic gone.